Hello, Nigerians. I greet you wherever you may be today. My name is Tope Fasua, presidential candidate on our great party's platform, ANRP, Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party. That is the computer party. That is your party. So a few days ago, I sent a petition to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Buhari, as well as the Vice President, who is the Chairman of the Economic Council, as well as the Senate President and the committees in charge of public petition. And my clear petition is to say that there's a need for us to double Nigeria's budget from where it is right now. And to say that I take serious umbrage as an economist, as a development economist and a humanist, and as someone who has love for the people of this country, to the fact that they want to reduce the budget for 2019 from what it is right now in 2018 by 200 billion naira. Actually, I've never heard of that kind of proposition before, that you would reduce a country's budget in an atmosphere of double-digit inflation and, of course, a very healthy population growth rate at about 3%. And of course, I put up a petition on change.org, which I've got quite a number of people to sign. I think we're about 500 people or close to that who have signed by now. Please check out that petition. But you see, over the weekend, I did some further analysis. You know, sometimes I get this brainwave to find out exactly what other countries are doing in terms of their budget level, their budget to GDP, and of course, per capita budgeting. And I have it right here. And I think I've also shared that with a few of my friends. You know, it's amazing that though Nigeria is the 31st largest economy in the world by GDP, as of 2017, and which is still, give or take, the case today. So that 2017, we had 376 billion as our GDP dollars. And, you know, we were 31st in the world. However, when it came to budget, the national budget for a general, we were 79th. Yeah, invariably, I could actually read it out to you because the United States is the first country by GDP and also the first country in terms of budget. The United States GDP is about $19 trillion, and it budgeted in that 2017 $6 trillion. Followed by China, $12 trillion in GDP, $3 trillion in budget. You know, and so it's amazing that Nigeria, which fames itself as the largest economy in Africa, actually has a budget in the range of $22 billion to $25 billion. $25 billion is what we are running in this year, 2018, which is 9.1 trillion naira divided by 360 or basis. And so perhaps that's the reason why it's there. Why would we share the same kind of fate and the same kind of reality with such a situation? You know, because we're not at war. Drilling further down, I found that the per capita, by the time you look at budget to GDP ratio, Nigeria has the lowest in the world, even lower than Congo. Because in that regard, Nigeria has only 6% of our budget, can be found in our GDP. That means our budget to GDP ratio is 6% only. Congo managed to achieve about 8%. So we're carrying this GDP for nothing in this country. There's so much emphasis on GDP, large GDP, and all of that. We've tried to focus Nigerian government over the years on human development indexes and other indices that will actually have some meaning to the people. But let's not even go there. Let's just focus on the budget, which is the dream, the most important dream a people can have year on year. On that note, the Nigerian government has failed its people. Nigeria is therefore the most unprovided for. Nigerians are the most unprovided for people in the world. So not only do we have a problem with corruption, we also have a problem with a lack of imagination. And I want to tell you that our situation right now in Nigeria is beyond being precarious. We have a terrible situation on hand. This country, what's going on here has probably never happened anywhere before. You may be comfortable, you may feel you're comfortable, but you're not. All right? So because you cannot run a country based on criminality. The resources of this country must be unleashed. The resources and revenues of this country must be found wherever we can find them. And this country must make real progress. So again, I'm reiterating that we need at least a $40 billion budget for 2019. That's what will make sense, about 15 trillion articulated where the monies can be found, all right, within the same economy. But the point is even that, come think of it, we should actually ask the employers of government, ask the bosses, ask the people, because we are the first citizens of this country. We should actually be instructing those who want to lead us and those who are leading us right now to go get the money and find the money wherever they can find it. So you check it out. To do the analysis of GDP, the GDP levels of a country, and the budget level of the country, and look at it vis-a-vis the population of the country, and you begin to see just how dire our situation is. The per capita budget for every Nigerian is $116, is what the federal government budgets per Nigerian. The only country we are better than is Congo, which had $41. But you see serious countries like United States budget $21,000 per citizen per year, Japan $14,000, Germany $19,000, England $16,000, France $21,000, and even in Africa here you see very serious countries like South Africa, which budgeted about $1,800, and Algeria $1,700. Even countries that are around us here are doing much better, like Ghana at $426. We have no right to say we're doing $117 or $116 for our people, and we're even reducing this. So, given this dire situation that we have found ourselves, I'm urging you Nigerians, we have to step up right now. We have to take up this fight. This country, Nigeria, we must change the destiny of this country starting immediately. We can't even afford to wait until May 29, 2019. The time is now. Please join me. Again, my name is Tope Fasua, presidential candidate.